having it. Knee shield in here. Lift up 45, down 45. Finishing. Or this comes from Professor Roy Dean. There's another piece of it from Professor Rick Ellis, who is a black belt under Roy Dean. Check out Professor Roy Dean's stuff. He's highly intellectual. He's the gentleman I told you about that's got multiple disciplines in martial arts and kind of mixes them together just enough to really get some really unique approaches to things. I followed him for a long time, and it just keeps getting better and better. So I want to give credit where credit is due, but I was refreshing, and I use a lot of this, but I saw it presented in a way that I really liked, and so we're gonna talk about it a little bit. So the basic escape, from the mount is that, especially a puncher, a striker, is upright and unbalanced for the most part, which is good for us. Even if they're a grappler, if we can frame and keep them from really settling down and then grab material in gi or grab a scarf hold in an arm, we're still going to do the same thing. I want to bump them. And then from there, I'm going to reach up and I'm going to double hand grab an arm, the posting arm. And we're going to shove it across midline. So think about pupil to pelvis, pupil to navel. That's our midline. We want to bring it a little bit across midline. Notice how this hand is backstopping the tricep, especially in no-gi. It'd be a little bit better if I had some material to hold on to, but when we don't, I like to grab the backside to hold that a little bit more firm. Then from here, oftentimes we take the same side foot, right? And what do we do with it?
We cover his ankle.
Yeah, we trap his ankle. Why is that? Because it's another post that they have to try to survive this Oompa escape, or this trap and roll, bridge and roll escape. But oftentimes when they get good like Kevin is, they're onto us, and either they're sitting high enough that I don't have a good enough bite to hold that in, or they're aware that I'm about to do that and they post up. This is exactly what I want him to do for this technique. So he posts up, and I simply get my knee in here like this. So I've got this, and I've got my knee shield here. It's important to remember that when they have this foot connected, in this particular move, it can actually work like a pretty good connection to the ground and backstop so that they are harder to sweep. In a 45-degree angle, go in that direction. So Professor Roy Dean really drew my attention to the fact that it's always about angles and leverage. Reminded me well of that. You know that's a favorite of mine in here. But as I bring his leg up, I'm going to be going over my left shoulder first, which elevates his foot off the ground, so that then when I go back, we're here. And this is slice one. We're going to stop right here. I just want you to get this move down pat before we take it to the submission. So again, he starts in mount, whether he's a striker or whether he's a grappler. I want him to post, 2-on-1 grab his arm and trap it, shove it across midline, backstop it. He knows that I'm going to try to trap this foot. So that's what leads the mouse to want to get out of the trap. And so a little shrimp of my hip allows me to get my knee shield in here and grab his ankle. But if I simply try to push from here, it can, especially if they're strong or have good base, it's going to be tough. I need to bridge up, get his foot disconnected, and then down from here. Okay? From here, there's a lot of things we can do, and I'm going to show you in V2, but that's the first part that we want to go to. Okay. Questions?
Coach, are you kind of tucking his foot when you so you bridge up and then come down? Or you
I'm pulling it. Yeah, I am. I'm
in?
pulling it in as I'm pushing and rocking away. Yep, good catch. Give it a try?
Yep.
1, 2, 3. So well today. All right, so same setup though, right? So whether he's a striker or a grappler, I got to get him to pose so I can trap one arm, break it down, get it across. It's this sneaky little thing here. Obviously, if he leaves it there, I'm going to try to bridge and roll, but he's smarter than that. So he tries to move it out almost like the beginning of an S mount. So he sticks, but if he keeps that there, he's just going to come back down, right? So you got to remember, you don't know what's going on yet. That's the way you got to think. From here, I shrimp away from the leg that I got to get my knee shield. Somebody was asking that question. So I can pop that there. See how I got to keep this across though? Lift up, pull, tip, freeze. We're attacking the lower. You don't even have to go forward. Because this leg, by the fact that they were already sitting on top of you, is already in the position for us to bring our top leg over, pinch. For a straight ankle, just come in, finish, or you can reach down here for a nice little heel hook and ruin their life. But I just think that's just the sweetest little setup in efficiency because you're tipping and you can either forward go or you can just fall back, overwrap that leg. It's already there. All the legs are right in the right position because of that knee shield setup. You want to see it?
No.
Anybody else need to see it again?
Yeah.
I'll see it again. Luke. Bump, trap, midline. I go for this, he's not having it. So I shrimp just enough to get the knee shield in here. Lift up 45, down 45, freeze. I'm not going that direction, so I'm not gonna follow him. I'm just coming in here, pinching, finishing. One, or reach in here. Look at, remember, it's always this, radial bone. Or the snuff box area. There's a couple different ways to do it. To get in here, it's the toe going into the mole hole break, where you walk over your heel. That's what we're doing here. Pinch, isolate, twist. We're not gonna finish it. It's a catch and release program. So catch it, get the feel of the nice hold, and then let it go. They don't hurt till you go into the surgery. Okay? Give it a try. 1, 2, 3.